Good afternoon, everyone. This is Jared Rand. Welcome to the Global Guided Meditation Call for Wednesday, November 29, a little after 3:15 p.m. Eastern, 2023. We will be having a Time for Change call tonight at around 9 p.m. Eastern. And we're going to discuss the two versions of planet Earth. All operating within the same realm. Most of us have a difficult time with self-love. You ask yourself the question, how often do you feel deeply eternal, loving approval, appreciation, and acceptance for yourself, just the way you are in this very moment? Once a week, twice a month, 2 times a year? Many of us get wrapped up in looking for acceptance, approval, and appreciation from certain special people in the world and don't realize that there is an entire supply of these warm, healing, self-approving vibes hiding within us. Practicing self-love is really important. It's one of the most powerful habits and healing gifts that we can gift ourselves. We are the only ones who is there for us 100% of the time. And that's very true. We're the only ones that are there for us. You're the only one there for you. Now, this means that you are the only one capable of loving yourself exactly as you are. Don't worry. No matter what kind of negative things your mind has said about you, you can still accept, approve, and appreciate yourself just the way you are. It is always a question of fear or love. When we choose love, we choose to be free from fear. We choose to see ourselves and others with eyes of understanding and compassion. We choose to forgive, to accept, and to be kind. Love is the opposite of fear. Love is letting go of fear. Gerald Jampolsky. One of the big challenges with letting love in is that we often have so many self-judgments. Some of them we're not aware of, the self-judgments, complaints, and criticisms about ourselves. Now, the mind, as we know, can be very negative and think that this is the way reality is for everyone. For example, if you don't like how big your nose is, no matter how many people compliment your face and send you thousands of likes on your profile picture, you will still not believe your nose is beautiful. Sometimes we adopt or inherit these deep negative beliefs that feel impossible to shake off and need to impregnate our system with a higher consciousness that releases it all. And it really is programming. It's programming. As Abraham Hicks has stated, appreciation of others and the appreciation of yourself is the closest vibrational match to your source energy of anything that we've ever witnessed anywhere. Loving all aspects of yourself. When have you done that? Recently? It is the greatest gift you can create and receive. Self-love is the sweet divine nectar of your soul from which springs forth true abundance, bliss, and peace. Yet, if the mind is filled with judgment and negative beliefs about yourself, how can you get past those and let the love in? Simple. Love the part that is constantly judging you and others. Love the part that is constantly judging you and others. That unhappy critical voice is the part that needs love the most and is crying out for your attention. Simply give love to that more immature part of you. Offer it your full attention. Ask it personal questions like, what do you need to stop? What do you need to stop being so negative? What do you need? What needs to happen so you can be free from your judgment? You may not get an answer right away, as these sabotaging parts of ourselves are masters of hiding and playing games. Yet, keep probing with an open heart and mind. Meditate in silence for 45 minutes and peer into the depths of your being and see what this immature part is screaming for. Let all that you do be done in love. Self-criticism is the master of old unhealthy habits, and they can slip in quickly, slickly, before you even notice them. So you'll need to be extra alert and keep a close eye on them all the time. When any self-criticism shows up, shower that voice with a fountain of love from your heart and soul. Let these parts drink in the beauty, preciousness, and perfection of who you are. Perhaps you've been hurt in the past and think that you need to protect your heart at all times. You might think that it's stupid to take the chance to open your heart to love, for that means you're risking getting it hurt again. Yet, how happy can you actually be in this life if you live with a guarded, half-closed heart? Half happy? Nobody in this universe can force you to feel lovable or unlovable. It's all an inside job. Once you realize that only you have the power to let love in, you can let in as much as you want from the inside. People might appreciate something about you, yet it's always on your terms how much love you allow yourself to feel. Life is a school where you learn how to remember what your soul already knows. Self-love, as a daily practice, is not always clear or easy. There are many distractions and destructive patterns that cause us to avoid accepting ourselves deeply and eternally. Eating unhealthy foods can make our mind think toxic thoughts. And the problem is, you want to eat more because they can taste so good. When you have enough love for yourself, you will choose to only put healthy healing foods in your mouth that make you think healthy thoughts. That is the first step to establishing a solid self-love habit. Excuse me. The second foundational step is to meet and greet with love all of your wounded, immature parts that feel incapable of self-love. These are the parts that are repeatedly coming up in your relationships and in life, feeling angry, depressed, needy, victim-like, rageful, despair, jealousy, shame, guilt, anxiety, grief, loneliness, regret, envy, frustration, helplessness, indifference, numbness, bitterness, alienation, defeatism, worry, vengefulness, or melancholic. There are so many more sabotaging voices inside us. Yet, you most likely get the point I'm making. By meeting with each part with an open, soft, listening heart, you will feel a sense of embrace. By accepting each part as a piece of the divine matrix of this life, of life in general, you start using it like fertilizer, bringing more vital nutrients to your spiritual growth and life mission. What's amazing is that you stop giving your negative voice its power. Only you can give your negative voice its power. No one else can. When you deeply accept these negative parts of yourself, you see how all of your good and bad parts balance each other out perfectly. Then you will feel a spaciousness, a silence inside you, like none other, and be totally surprised by the riches that suddenly enter your life. All the joy you have longed for in this lifetime alone will be yours when you embrace this practice of accepting yourself exactly as you are. You yourself, as much as anybody in the entire universe, deserve your love and affection. Siddhartha Gautama, Buddha. By bathing for several weeks in the vibration of full self-acceptance, you'll experience the entire world from a softer, more empowered perspective. The mundane chores suddenly become sacred. The most challenging life experiences immediately are seen to be a door to enter the divine. Everyone you meet feels connected to a softer and higher power inside it all. When you deeply accept every single one of those voices, feelings, the energies inside of you, without judgment or criticism, you arrive in heaven. So I invite you to take this moment and see if there is a skeptical voice inside you that says, loving myself could turn into an egotistical, selfish habit, and I should only focus on loving others. Right? Loving myself could turn into an egotistical, selfish habit, and I should only focus on loving others. This is an example of how sneaky these judgmental saboteurs can be. You know, we're all unique. We don't need to try to be unique. We're already unique. Love, what we're made of, the gods that we are, is what makes us unique. When you have a universe of love flowing inside you, you'll have more than enough goodies to share with others. When you shower yourself with love, you develop that muscle to become a shower of love for everyone who comes to your path. People who overlook self-love often think it to be selfish or egotistical. However, the self-love that I'm advocating here isn't centered on the ego. This is a heart-based practice that transcends the ego. Real love has the power to destroy the ego. You are giving up total egoic control by saying yes to love. Loving yourself isn't vanity, it's sanity, Andre Guide. When you hold yourself as a beautiful, loving human being, you'll discover the power to melt every fear-based ego trip within you. The ego is always fear-based. It's always fear-based because its essential nature is being separate from divinity. That's its essential nature, is being separate from divinity. You, the God that you are. Your heart soul is always love-based because it is rooted in the core of divinity, the God that you are. We humans are very fortunate beings as we always have the choice in each moment of which part we want to free or feed. Every needy, wounded, angry, or prideful ego instantly melts and even can feel embarrassed when bathed in the authentic energy of love. The boundaries are imaginary. The rules are made up. The limits not exist. The boundaries are imaginary. The rules are made up. The limits not exist. Real self-love is spiritual and free from the ego because it only can stem from an open, receptive heart. Now, this heart cannot participate in the limitations of a needy, greedy, fear-based ego. When we drop deep down into our heart and remain there 24 hours a day, we will discover that this is what the whole spiritual journey is all about. When we live only from our heart, we will always be discovering a direct connection with the infinite source that resides in the core of our being. And as Osho made a statement, fear is not natural. It has been created. It has been imposed on you by others. The more fear you have in you, the less is the possibility of freedom. Osho. Underneath the ego is the mind. Beneath the mind is your higher awareness, which is always present, and the light, which naturally and effortlessly guides our way through this life. So we already have a connection with this divine essence. We simply have to bring our full attention to it. Try this out as a self-loving experiment for the next few minutes. Right? You're seated right now. You've slowed down, and you're breathing deeper into your heart. Relax into your heart, and you will soon feel it soften and open. Imagine that it is a flower opening its petals to the warm, healing sun. Use the power of your mind to create a powerful intention here and make this connection real. You need to set your timer for a few minutes. Breathe slowly and deeply into your heart. Let in the warm rays of sunlight. You will soon feel many things become lighter on your inner world. A very short span of time. Life is ironic, isn't it? It takes sadness to know what happiness is, noise to appreciate silence, and absence to value presence. Creating a daily self-loving practice helps us receive the most loving relationships, financial abundance, spiritual wealth, peak health, and discover the most satisfying life purpose we could imagine. One of the most magical aspects of practicing self-love is that it suddenly becomes super easy to manifest anything we want into our life. The vibration of love is the foundation for manifesting the highest levels of success in this material world. When we completely love and accept all aspects of ourselves, we will feel like we deserve to experience our dream manifesting effortlessly for us in this state. We send out such a strong energetic frequency into this universe that we become a massive manifesting magnet for all that we want. The most powerful, by far, the most powerful relationship we will ever have is the relationship with ourselves. Stephen Maraboli. Very true. Through loving you, you'll experience that everyone around you simply wants more of whatever you've got. Even if someone just receives one glance flowing from this deeper self-loving feeling inside, they can be intimately impacted for the rest of their life. The energy of love vibrates at a much higher frequency than any other emotion we can choose. Feelings like fear, greed, lack, impatience, or frustration tend to lower this vibration, obstructing the manifestation of our heart's desires. You see, when all of it, none of us are exempt from this. I don't care if you're 185. We're not exempt from it. This is one of our biggest challenges, being in these bodies, being human beings, right? Through heightened levels of self-acceptance and self-appreciation, we will naturally elevate the vibration within our mind and body. Our heart becomes a potent magnetic vortex that attracts divine experiences, relationships, and financial opportunities into our life. The more love we nurture within ourselves, the more abundantly this universe showers its deep, eternal love upon us. Love all creation, and you will feel heaven on earth. Anthony Douglas Williams. When we have a lack of self-love inside, it feels like we are the moon, always needing light and warmth from an outer source to shine. Then one day, we realize that this love doesn't come from outside, but from within, and we become like the sun. Our light is obviously bright and powerful, always radiating and shining onto everyone and everything. When we turn our attention to where the source of love is right now, we simply find out that we were always the sun and have always been this brilliant, loving light. Loving all aspects of ourselves is the greatest gift we can give to this world. Self-love is the divine nectar of our soul, from which springs forth real abundance, bliss, and peace. We naturally shower a fountain of warm self-appreciation onto others by drinking in the beauty, preciousness, perfection of who we are. Love gives you the first insight into eternity. Love is the only experience that transcends time. That's why lovers are not afraid of death. Love knows no death. Osho. Learn to appreciate each of those parts in others that trigger you, and you will deeply be surprised. You will be deeply surprised by the riches that enter your life. All you have longed for in relationships can be yours when you live from a deep and unending well of self-love. By accepting all those unlovable parts in others simply means you have done your inner work and are embracing the full spectrum of your being. So, let self-love be your sacred pact, your daily devotion, a path that leads you to an existence brimming with joy, peace, healing, creativity, empowerment, and a profound connection with the infinite within. In a Buddhist saying, in the end, only three things matter: how much you loved, how gently you lived, and how gracefully you let go of things not meant for you. In the end, only three things matter: how much you loved, how gently you lived, how gracefully you let go of things not meant for you. Lastly, I feel it's vital for all of us to know that loving ourselves isn't just an emotional, healing gold mine. Self-love profoundly impacts our physical health. It's been proven over and over again in scientific research, which shows that the vibration of love can physically change the shape and structure of water molecules. Given that your body comprises over 70% water, it's continuously influenced by the vibrations of both negative and positive words you direct towards it. Numerous scientific studies when you look at what happens to water crystals when you shower them with love or thank you, and then when you look at what it looks like when you say, I hate you, It's really, really unpleasant. Love enhances the immune system, empowering us to combat invading microorganisms and viruses more effectively. You channel loving thoughts and energy into your body. And I'm not talking about the surface ones, you know, the easy step surface ones. I'm talking about deep within your heart mind. When you channel that way, loving thoughts and energy into your body, each cell adopts a healthier configuration. The more loving energy directed towards yourself and each cell, the healthier, more energetic you become. I don't care what condition your body's in. Doesn't matter. Think of self-love as the rocket fuel your body and mind need to make it to the moon. Love is the fuel needed for your spaceship to reach beyond the tremendous pull of gravity that keeps you in your typical orbit. The fuel pushes you beyond your ordinary human self-induced limitations, blasts you into a cosmic experience of life. Not to mention, the love vibe keeps your engine running smoothly, maintaining perpetual energy and making you feel like you're living at your best. We are our own gurus. Every single question in all lifetime. Let's look at just this one. The answers are within us. Always have been, always will be, ever beyond, and forever. And when you say to yourself, real simple things, all is well, you are loved. How many of us on this planet do that with ourselves? Right? Because what happens, we get this sneaky mind come in and say, the ego starts interfering. So what is society's perspective? Oh, well, you know, you self-love, you're egotistical. When someone says they're beautiful, how do you believe most people respond? When they say to you, I am beautiful. I love myself. Okay? Right? So what is the human psyche, which is society? What does that do? Oh, they're in love with themselves. Boy, are they egotistical? Holy, do you see how it's interpreted? I care for myself first rather than caring for others. Until I can care for myself first, I do a miserable job caring for others. I flood my body with deep eternal love, 24/7. It's front and center, all the time. You can actually feel your cells shift and change. You really can. You're not looking for it. You don't have expectations of it or attachments. You just feel it. We have over 2.5 trillion cells in these bodies we're in. Doesn't it make sense? As magnificent as these bodies are, we don't ever take them for granted, and we love them deeply and dearly 24/7. Self-love is astronomically powerful. But you see what happens, and this is all about remembering. See, at one time we knew all this. We did. Long time ago, we knew all this. Then we forgot. So we're literally in a rediscovery on this planet to rediscover true self-love, know who and what we are, and affect everything around us. When you can go outside or look out your window and you can say, I love everything I see, it's because that's the God that I am. I love myself in the morning. I love myself in the afternoon. I love myself at night. I don't stop loving myself. Why would I stop loving myself? Okay? This transforms many things. Many people feel uncomfortable doing that. Why? Because of the ego mind and its influence. Well, self-love, that's being selfish. Okay? Those thoughts come in. Some of us are exempt from those thoughts. Uncomfortable, not feeling really good about saying that you love yourself and really through the heart-mind. But after a while, it becomes your natural state of being, which it always has been, just been buried. In the quiet time of this meditation, focus as you listen to your breath. You're in a relaxed position, uninterrupted. You're in a fixed state like a statue. And you're practicing self-love at a deep level within you. All your parts, everything about you, only you know those things. No one else knows them. I don't care if you've been with someone for 100 years. They're not going to know you like you know you. Imagine how that affects everything on this planet. In it, on it, above it, and below it. Huge. See, because others who are not yet there feel it. They feel it coming from you. You're the light of the sun, far greater than the light of the sun. You're warming everything, bathing everything in that golden sunlight. Pure, deep, eternal love. That's what you're doing to yourself first. For you. And then you see what happens. The negativities and the lower frequencies and the disharmonies, they disappear. They disappear. And when you keep that childlike curiosity, something's stated to you, or someone says something, which normally you would rebut or go after, so to speak. In the self-loving, that means nothing. It has no effect because you've literally increased your vibrational frequency by being in this state, which doesn't afford interruption from ego mind or hate or destruction, but it is supremely the number one powerful vibration in existence and beyond. I'll join you in the meditation and I'll return to close this up. Take an easy and slow breath in through the nose. Easy and slow breath out from the mouth. Remain still. Go within and find your most enlightened self. You'll know you've arrived, have accepted, appreciated, and treasured all the dark and bright aspects of yourself. Then you will completely relax, discover the deepest peace and inexhaustible loving presence existing at your innermost core. This light shines that's within you is always radiating, always. And it's brighter than thousands of suns. Can you imagine that? Make time today to see, feel, be with your shining light. Remember, there is nothing more beautiful in this entire universe than you. Take this with you for the rest of the day, into the evening and night and the following morning. We will return here tonight at around 9 p.m. Eastern to continue our Time for Change call. And Thursday, November 30, 2023, 3:15 p.m. Eastern to continue our Global Guided Meditation call. Be gentle, kind, generous, and humble with yourself at all times. Be in the highest of the highest high, deepest of the deepest deepest, purest of the purest purest. Eternal gratitude at all times. And best of all, love yourself deeply.